If any of you have seen or remember the movie Scarface, which is personally one of my favorites, you'll remember that there was a very prominent phrase within that movie, and that phrase was, "The world is yours." And as I was preparing for this video and really tapping into the energy of Aries, or this Aries full moon, I should say, the phrase kept coming up, "The world is yours." And that's such a powerful symbol, right? Or symbology, I should say, because Aries is about ambition, optimism, and, setting your sights on something. And so, of course, this led me down the rabbit hole. And I Googled the phrase, "The world is yours" from Scarface. And what AI came up with is, in Scarface, the phrase "the world is yours" symbolizes the ambitious pursuit of the American dream, representing the idea that success and achievement are attainable through determination and hustle. I love when Spirit speaks to me like this because it's so aligned and it makes so much sense. And I want you to pay attention to the last part of that sentence. Success and achievement are attainable through the determination and hustle. This is literally the realm of Aries. Now, this is a full moon, and so these feelings of ambition, this desire and drive for success, this desire to hustle toward something is going to be illuminated to you under the light of this full moon in a very powerful sort of way. This moon is going to be anything but dull. So if you want to know more about everything that the upcoming full moon in Aries has to offer, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. So this video is all about the upcoming full moon in Aries, happening on Monday, October 6th, 2025 at 11:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. All right, so thankfully we are out of eclipse season, all right? And I bring that up because I want to mention that eclipse season was when we relinquish control, when we allow the universe to take the wheel and we let the chips fall where they may. And now that we're sort of back to our regularly scheduled programming, it's like we are entering the exact opposite of that, especially with this full moon in Aries. Remember, I said before, the world is yours. It's like you have this immense power at your fingertips to wield it as you would like. And so rather than taking sort of a passive approach to things as we did in September, right, with the eclipses, and we couldn't help it because eclipse season is always so erratic. There's always so much going on that it's best for us to let Spirit and the universe and God take the wheel, right? But now that we're starting off coming out of this eclipse season with this full moon in Aries, the power's in your hands. You're in the driver's seat. You're not only driving, you've chosen the destination. Or at least this full moon wants you to choose a new destination. It's amazing how it never ceases to amaze me how the universe works and how energy flows and how we'll go from this valley where it seems like there's so much intensity and where we have no control over anything to a time when we're super powerful. And we not only recognize that power, but we're willing, ready, and able to use it. And that's exactly what this full moon in Aries is asking of you. So, of course, you know me, I have to begin with the basics. So let's talk about Aries energy and full moon energy generally. All right, so Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac, the firecracker, the pioneer, the trailblazer, the initiator. Aries is headstrong, aggressive, passionate, determined, desirous, and driven. And within all of that Aries energy isn't afraid to ruffle any feathers along its journey. Aries is like, I want what I want it when I want it, and I don't care what anyone else has to say. Okay? And so there is this determination, this willpower that will be enlightened for you at this new moon, this inner power, this independence, this autonomy that will see the light of day. Now, of course, you want to pay attention to wherever Aries is in your natal chart. This will sort of show you what area of life is not only being activated under the light of this full moon, but where in life do you have this energy and the potential to feel empowered, to feel independent, to strike it out on your own, or to do something new? This full moon is going to illuminate that. There's a little bit of a caveat though, and that's because full moons are when the sun and the moon are opposite. They're opposing each other. So if the moon is full and doing its thing in Aries, it means that the sun is in Libra. Now, the axis of Aries and Libra is Aries is me, Libra is we. And so although you may be feeling headstrong, determined, and really living by the mantra, the world is mine, there's still this energy of the other. There's still this energy of, well, we have to balance that with perhaps other people's opinions, other people's emotions, or other people just generally. The world is mine, but there are other people living in it. And this is the dichotomy. This is the challenge that we are being presented with at this full moon in Aries. And it's super interesting. Now, full moons culminate and illuminate. So, in terms of culmination, this full moon in Aries can be a time when a personal goal, a personal desire is being fulfilled. Aries is very desirous. Aries is very much tapped into the energy of desire and want. Aries loves the chase. Aries sets its sights on something and then takes action to get it. And so perhaps something that you've taken action on, something perhaps that you set as an intention 6 months ago during the new moon in Aries earlier in the year. Perhaps that now is coming to a culmination and coming to fruition. So it could be something related to your body. It could be just a personal goal. It could be something that you really wanted and now you have it. So if that's the case, kudos to you and congratulations. Full moons also illuminate. They show us things. And this full moon is going to show us our personal power, where it lies, where it's lacking. Or this full moon may illuminate and activate a new desire. Remember I said, the world is yours. So what do you want out of it? What is it that you really, truly desire at this time? The full moon is going to illuminate it. Going back to Scarface, and I don't know why, but this is where Spirit is pointing me and directing me in terms of the energy for this full moon in Aries, okay? And interestingly enough, I did a little tarot spread to really tap into the energy of this full moon, and the World card came out twice. And so it jogged my memory to this certain dialogue within the movie, right? And Tony and his friend Manolo, they are driving in the car and they're conversing, and Tony says, "Me, I want what's coming to me." And Manolo says, "What's coming to you?" And Tony Montana says, "The world, Chico, and everything in it." And it's like, this is so emblematic of this full moon in Aries. I wish I could translate the feeling of this to you, because it feels hype. It feels like fire. It feels like the ignition roaring when you start a powerful car, right? The world, Chico or Chica, and everything in it. There is this overwhelming sense of not just desire, but I don't want to call it entitlement. It's not entitlement. It's more so like I deserve everything. I have this thing that I want and it's coming to me. Point blank, period. It's this surety. It's this confidence that's really unmatched at this time. And that's really what we're tapping into at this full moon in Aries. It's so, so, so powerful. All right, so now that we've talked about the basics, let's get into some specifics. And first, we're going to talk about the numerology associated with this full moon in Aries. All right, so y'all know me. I love adding a layer of information via numerology. And so this full moon in Aries is happening at 14 degrees of Aries, which reduces to the number 5. And so 5 is essentially the sponsor and the underlying energy of this full moon. And 5 is all about change. 5 is a go-between. It's a pivotal point of change. It's a shakeup, a shift. And when you pair that energy of a shift with the energy of Aries, in the sense of Aries being the initiator, the pioneer, the trailblazer, something new is afoot during this full moon. Now keep in mind, and I should have mentioned this during the basics part, full moons are not about a time of action necessarily. If we're talking about like the manifestation cycle, full moons are a time of observation. So with the full moon happening in Aries, and Aries being the initiator, and the energy of the number 5, perhaps there's something in your immediate environment that is shifting, something external to you that is shifting, and that is stirring up a new desire within you, or perhaps reigniting an old desire, which I will get to in a second. But either way, there's a shift happening, and this shift is perhaps in a new direction. The number 5 also has curiosity, the need for variety. And so there could be a shakeup in terms of like your daily routine, perhaps, or given the fact that this full moon is happening at the axis of Aries and Libra, a shift in relationship dynamics. If there has been stagnancy or a stalemate even, there could be a shakeup here that allows for new blood, new desire to really be infused into your relationships. But here's the thing, the number 5 requires you to be adaptable to change and to be open to experience and experiment with new things. So there's a certain amount of excitement here with this full moon as well. So that's definitely something to look forward to. Now, sort of on the other side of the spectrum of the number 5, there is this energy of being non-committal, being unreliable, being directionless. You know, Aries is super focused, but the number 5 can have sort of the energy signature of being fickle, of, you know, being spoiled for choice, so many options, yet not a clear trajectory. So be mindful of feeling a plethora of things, yet, you know, not taking action on anything, or trying to take action on too many things and therefore not getting anywhere. Okay, in terms of the astrology associated with the number 5, it's associated with Leo, which is the 5th sign of the zodiac, and that speaks to courage. So perhaps in whatever you're experiencing under this full moon, it may require you to have courage. It may require you to stand up. It may require you to really speak from the heart, because Leo is very heart-centered. Be a bit vulnerable, be courageous enough to be vulnerable, to have this new start and to have this shift. The number 5 is also associated with Gemini and Virgo. Those are the 2 planets ruled by Mercury. So there is this energy of restlessness, of curiosity, of adaptability, of details, of perfection, and of organization that's also running through the energy of this full moon in Aries. Now, the tarot card associated with the number 5 in the major arcana is the Hierophant. So there's this energy of tradition, perhaps breaking from tradition. And I really do feel like breaking from tradition is going to be a thing with this full moon, and I'll tell you why. I also like to look at what's called the Sabian symbols for each new moon and full moon, and basically those are archetypal stories associated with each degree of the zodiac. And 14 degrees of Aries, the Sabian symbol for that degree is a Native American weaving a blanket in the light of the setting sun. And this particular symbol shows how the traditional skills of life can symbolize the story of both the past and the present. And this leads me to what I was saying before about how there's also this element of the past that's coming into the energy of this full moon. We're starting something new, right? With Aries being the initiator. But perhaps what's being new is sort of a revamp of something from the past, a desire from the past, especially since Aries is so desirable. Now, keep in mind, this isn't, when I talk about the past, I'm not talking about it necessarily in a retrograde kind of way. I'm talking about perhaps a desire that was lying dormant for a while, a desire you've had that, has been thrown to the wayside, a desire or something that you've been longing for a long time that perhaps will be reignited at this full moon. So think about it. And above all else, there's two things I'll tell you to do. Number one, limit distractions. I think I say this with everything. But the full moon is a time of observation, and you can't really observe if you are embroiled and enmeshed in all of the distractions that are out there. Observe. Take the time to sit and really think about and meditate on what's really happening right now. And most importantly, how does that make you feel? Aries is a fire sign, right? So it has a lot to do with passion and courage and all of those fire-like qualities. But we're talking about the moon here, specifically a full moon, which has everything to do with our emotions. And our emotions, when we pay attention to them, when we process them, especially under the light of this full moon, that's how it may reignite a new desire or a desire from the past. So it's really important that you pay attention to not only what's going around you, but how it makes you feel. All right, so now that we talked about the numerology, let's get into the astrology for this full moon in Aries. So apart from the sun being opposite the moon, which is the nature of a full moon, the only astrology of note, or the only astrological event of note happening at the time of this full moon, is the fact that Uranus is going to be trine to Pluto. And this really contributes to what I was saying before concerning the numerology, right? The number 5 is about shifts, and Uranus trine Pluto is the ultimate shift. Now, this shift, whatever is going to happen, will likely be sudden and unexpected, okay? It's really going to be something coming out of left field, something that you never saw coming, and it could be life-altering. Uranus supplies the surprise and the unexpectedness. Pluto supplies the intensity and the permanent kind of change, a rebirth, if you will. So this could be a very surprising rebirth, which brings me back to what I was saying before about something from the past being reignited. Uranus trine Pluto will only serve to intensify that. These are, now Uranus is in Gemini, Pluto is in Aquarius. These are air signs. So this shift will likely be a shift in mindset, a shift in conversation, a shift in conversation, communication. This could be someone unexpectedly changing their mind. This could be a life-altering conversation. Surprising shifts in mentality, thoughts, beliefs, or even communication that can contribute to long-term growth in a new area of life with an eye toward the future. So this full moon is whole ass shift in a very in a very surprising sort of way. And keep in mind the theme of this full moon, the world is yours and everything in it, chico, right? So although there is this element of surprise, which means that we don't necessarily have control over this shift, the universe wants you to hold fast to a desire. Aries energy is very focused, laser-like focused, almost to the point of obsession with something. And you're sort of being asked to do the same thing. We have many desires, but this full moon in Aries is going to hone in on maybe one or two specifically. There's going to be a shift there. And this shift could either take you down a whole new trajectory or reignite an old trajectory. And then in the coming weeks, we're going to be taking action on that. So super, super interesting stuff. So again, the world is yours. What is it that you want? What desire is being reactivated or activated at this time? You've got the power. Use it. All right, my loves, so that's all I've got for you for this video on the upcoming full moon in Aries. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important piece of information that you can use going into this full moon and beyond. Now, if you want to know what this full moon in Aries will feel like for you specifically based on your rising sign, join me over on, or I should say join me over in Cosmic Collective, which is my private online community where you will find exclusive videos, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. So I used to have a YouTube channel membership, but I've since moved everything over to Cosmic Collective. So the extra videos, sign-specific stuff, community, it's all there in Cosmic Collective. So you'll likely see the QR code on the screen right now, so you can scan that for access. I'll also put the link in the description box below so you can sign up there. All right, my loves. So again, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.